Welcome back to Sunday Sound Off, and our first hot topic of the night is the Chiefs' kingdom in for a disappointing season in 2017. Soren.
Well, look, if we let Vegas be our guide, and frankly, why wouldn't we let Las Vegas be our guide? They're the ones that are paid to try to, the only ones that really actually earn a paycheck based upon getting these things right. Andy Reid's first year, they said 6.5 wins for the Chiefs. They won 11. His second year, they said 8 wins. He won 9. Third year, 8.5. He won 11. Last year, they said 9.5. He won 12 wins. This year, they put the over-under total for the Chiefs at 9 wins. They have exceeded that win total that Vegas has put out there every single year under Andy Reid. So I think we can feel pretty good that 10 or more wins is the norm. But make no mistake about it, something went wrong. John Dorsey's not here because of some problem. Maybe it's as simple as he likes Green Bay, Wisconsin, and the Packer organization better. I think for Chiefs fans, that's what you hope it is. Because if it's discord about Jeremy Maclin being gone, then that's a real problem. That means they're missing something that Andy Reid wanted for his offense. But 4 years, I've seen Andy Reid, and really his entire career of 18 years as a head coach, he's always exceeded expectations. He's one of the best in the business, and I think Chiefs fans should expect 10 wins or more from this team.
Jack?
Well, you know, I think they're a good football team. There's no question about it. And I thought in this draft thing, they didn't go and get an inside linebacker. I think that's a big mistake. And then the thing with Maclin popped up. And if I can stray here for just a second, guys, I wanted to say something about this free agency, because this is what all these players wanted. They wanted all this big money, and so many of them are overpaid. Look what happened to Eric Decker the same day. They let Decker go. And I look back at Maclin and Decker together. Decker caught all those balls and made all the money because of one guy, and that's Peyton Manning. He got all this money because of Peyton. Now, was Maclin worth it? He wasn't worth $11 million a year. You get what you can get, but you know it's going to come back to get you. All these players wanted the big bucks, and now they're paying for it. But I think what's going to happen, it's really, really a tough schedule. We all know that, but they've got 3 home games in December. I think that's going to make the difference. I think they'll probably win 11 games this year, but it's not going to be easy. It never is easy in the National Football League, but I'm going to trust Big Red on this one.
Blair.
And don't forget, the Raiders play just about the same tough schedule as the Chiefs do. Look, the Chiefs, with all the static that we've heard this week out of out of Arrowhead, look, what's coming back this season is a defense that should be better with Justin Houston. Derek Johnson should be back by the season start, and it's a defense that has not been worse than 7th in scoring defense in the Andy Reid era. I think we'll have a motivated Alex Smith ready to put a bad, or at least a mediocre 2016 season behind him. I think this is a playoff team. I think it's at least a 10-win team, and I think this organization's tired of losing playoff games. I don't know. I just get a sense that this team may be ready to take the next step when it comes to the postseason.
Wow. Okay, Blair, I'm going to start with you on this one as well. Should the Royals be buyers before the trading deadline?
Isn't that an interesting question? You know, we've been doing this show throughout the season, the Royals season. We talk about selling. We got to sell. We got to sell these guys, right? Sell them, and now. What, 37 and 37 after losing today, but what a streak that they're on. They don't lose series anymore. That's mindful of the 14 and 15 teams. What's not mindful of those teams did a lot of things as well as any team in baseball. Their relief pitching, their defense, their speed. This team doesn't do those things as well as 14 and 15, but they seem to be above average and just about average to above average in a lot of things, and that should be enough to keep them competitive in the division and make them a playoff contender. I don't know if they're going to buy. I think maybe they buy along the lines of the 2014 team. You don't go out and get a Cueto or a Zobrist, but maybe on the level of a Josh Willingham or a Jason Frazier, that type of buying.
All right, Jack.
Well, what I would do, I would trade Vargas. And a lot of people say, why would you do that? And there are 2 reasons. The guy is going to be 35, and I know that's not ancient for a pitcher, and he's going to become a free agent. And they need some pitching. We don't know what's going to happen down in the minor leagues. We don't know what's going to happen with Zimmer, but this division is wide open, guys. The run differential, the Minnesota Twins at the top, and we're almost at the All-Star break, minus 38 in run differential, the same as the Royals. Cleveland Indians are the only team in the plus category. I still think the Indians are the team to beat.
Soren.
Look, I'm a big believer that small markets have to either buy or sell. There is no middle ground. If you're in the middle ground, you're just wasting resources. And let me remind people, for the 18 years leading up to 2013, where they were finally in contention, one time in 18 years, they finished within 13.5 games of first place, all right? Once. That includes 11 times they were over 20 back. That includes 5 times being 30 back. And, oh, yes, one time being 43 games out. When this franchise is this close, they should be buying, not just standing pat and trying to make the best of it. They should be buying and making a run at it. So, no, I think the Royals absolutely should be looking to add to this team. And you can make a case. I know everybody wants to look back with the revisionist history last year and saying, well, why didn't you move Morales? Why didn't you lose Volquez? Well, what if you'd added to Morales, Volquez, and the rest of the team? Maybe it would have been good enough in 16. This is the last go-round. They should add to this team. And I agree with Blair. I think it's going to look like 14. It should be more like 15, though, in the way that they add.
And then they'll lose 3 in a row in Detroit. We'll be selling everybody. Okay. Up next, we're going to get some final thoughts from the panel. And, man, I have no idea what's coming, folks. Don't go anywhere.